Okay, question 24. A bag contains n beads. One bead is black and the rest are white. Two beads are taken from the bag at random. Show that the probability that both beads are white is n minus 2 over n. So this question looks very confusing and it's not an easy question. One of the ways you may like to approach this question is by making up a value of n, okay, and then using that to help you work out the method that you're going to need to use. So suppose there were 10 beads in the bag. If one of the beads were black, that means that 9 would be white, because 10 take away 1 gives you 9. You need to remember that process. So 2 beads are taken from the bag at random. So we take one bead out, and then we've got less beads now in the bag. We take another bead out. Show that the probability that both are white is this. So say we were to use our values, the probability of getting white and white, we would say would be 9 over 10. So the 9 has come from this, over 10 because there's 10 beads in total, and we'll multiply it by getting a white on the second turn. So if I've already taken out a white bead, I now only have 8 white beads left, and instead of having 10 beads, I've now only got 9 beads. Okay, now remember, all these numbers are complete rubbish because I've just made them up, but the process, okay, the fact that that one is one less than that one, the fact that we are dividing it by the total number of beads, and the number of white beads and the total of being reduced by 1 is the process that we need to apply to this question. So the probability of getting white and white using the algebra, not my made up numbers, would be the 9, remember, is come from the total number, 10, minus 1. So it's not necessarily 10, but it's n. So it's n minus 1 divided by the total, which was n. And we said we need to multiply that by this, and we notice that both of these values reduce by 1. So instead of being n minus 1, we can say it's n minus 2. Instead of it being n, we can say it's n minus 1. Okay, now because we've got fractions, we're going to do the numerator times the numerator, denominator times the denominator, and because we've got more than one term, we're going to use brackets. So I'm going to write n minus 1 in brackets n minus 2, and it's over n brackets n minus 1. Okay, hopefully you can spot we can cancel. So effectively this means that times that, and we've got n times n minus 1. And when we've got times and divide, if we've got common factors, we can cancel out. So this n minus 1 will cancel with the n minus 1. They are not the same term, so they won't cancel. But if we look at what we've got left, we've got n minus 2 over n. And that's exactly what we wanted. So that's now completed. Now, in the second part, it says the probability that both beads are white is greater than 0.9. Okay. The probability that both beads are white is this, and we're shown that we're also told that it's greater than 0.9. So we're going to say that that is greater than 0.9. Work out the least possible value of n. Now notice that if I really didn't understand this question, okay, I could have left it, right? I would have lost 2 marks, but I could have actually had a go at this 3-mark question because I already know the answer. It says the probability is this, so I could have just used that answer in the second bit, and I could have got all 3 marks for this question, even if I had no idea and didn't attempt this question at all. Okay, so that's something to bear in mind. If you are really stuck on one part, don't completely dismiss the whole question. You might be able to have a go at the second bit. So I'm trying to work out the least possible value of n. Remember, n is our total in the number of beads. So it's going to be a bit like solving an equation, okay, to find out what n is. If I times both sides by n, okay, so that's going to get rid of this fraction. I'm going to get n minus 2 is greater than 0.9 n. If I then get rid of this minus 2, so add 2 to both sides, I'm going to get n is greater than 0.9 n plus 2. Okay, remember 0.9 n was there first, so I wrote that down first. Then I added 2 to it. And then if I get the n's onto one side, so let's take away the 0.9 n on both sides, I'm left with n. Now remember, n means 1n. So I'm doing 1, take away 0.9, which is 0.1. So I've got 0.1n. And on the right hand side, I'm now left with just 2, because that's disappeared. I'm trying to find out what n is. So I need to, that means times, remember, because it's 0.1 times n. So I need to divide it by 0.1. When you divide it by 0.1, that's the same as timesing by 10, because 10 0.1s go into one whole. So I get n is greater than 20, because I've done that times 10. 0.1 times 10 gives me n. 2 times 10 gives me 20. So n is greater than 20. Therefore, the least possible value must be 21. So I say n equals 21. Remember, it's greater than 20, so it can't equal 20 itself.